three, two, one. Richard, what's good?
Samwise, quarantine, baby. How you living it?
Fine.
That didn't sound reassuring at all.
No, I'm doing fine.
How's your mental health
It's
throughout this?
good. It's fine. It's good.
Well, mine is suffering a lot.
Oh, really? As
Yeah.
he takes an entire bottle of wine to the face.
Hey, man, why share when there's a deadly ass virus going around?
I mean, that's fair. Yeah.
Exactly. I got elderly parents that I live with.
Yeah. Same.
I don't wanna get them sick.
Yeah. Same. All right, but you said your mental health is doing not good.
It could be better, especially when it's so nice and there's so much that's out there. You know what did make me happy though? Realizing that I didn't have, and now there's no way I'm going to the 10-year reunion. Even if it does happen, there's no way I'm going to
You talking about the 10-year high school reunion?
our 10-year high school reunion. There is no way I'm making that.
Oh, that would be this year, right?
Exactly.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. But usually they're like, I think for our 5 year, they were late. Like they were like a year or two late. So I don't know.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it happened on time. Either way, I didn't go. But
I think you might be right. I think it was in 2015 and we graduated in 2010. So yeah, I think you are right. It did happen right.
I heard a lot of good stories out there. I heard a lot of fun stories.
Really? From
Car
our
rides back,
What?
Ubers there and back, people getting drunk, people hooking up.
Really?
I got the scoops, bro.
I didn't know that. I mean, I was there. It seemed pretty,
Look,
it seemed
look,
pretty low key to me.
look here, baby. When you like me, you get all the scoops. You get all the deets. All the deets, all the scoops. How many scoops you want?
You're going to say stuff on the podcast?
No.
Well, yeah. So
I'm joking. I don't know shit.
yeah, I was gonna say, dude, I'm pretty sure it was pretty low key. I mean, like it was fun, honestly.
Gotcha.
Don't speak to me like that.
I talk to you however I goddamn please. You understand, Sam? Look at me. Look me in my eye. I talk to you however I goddamn please. You
Oh,
understand?
that was scary. I didn't like when your eyes were all wide. You're outside you're pretty like legendary right now. You're outside in front of a fire
Yeah, can you guys see the smoke, by the way?
yeah, an ember just flew into your hair too. Oh, you got it.
Wait, was it like lit?
No, it was like a dust, like a
Oh,
ash. Yeah, you're outside in a robe and a white T-shirt.
nope. It is
Oh, that's even more. That's
it's a Corona tank.
oh shit!
Hey, we gotta rep. You gotta scare this coronavirus out of
I'm
here.
taking sparkling water to the dome, and you're taking wine to the dome.
I know. Hey, how about you switch it up and go into that dark dungeon thing behind you? You just do it in the area right behind you.
You mean that place?
Yes, that little dungeon.
Every single person I Zoom with, or like even for my work stuff, everybody comments on that. They're like, why? Because
First off, all right, let me know. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I did because it looks like a setup to like a very like one of those. Remember when the movies, like scary movies, were coming out, and it was about like things that you can see from like the computer's perspective.
yeah.
This would be a scene where the thing is creeping up. You see it in the window first. It goes down, and the door slowly opens, and then it just pops up.
Well, if it came in here, it'd have to deal with me, and I'm not going.
First off, that's the reason it came inside.
Well, I'm not going down without a fight, bro.
Hey, all right.
Yeah. Everybody's always like, because obviously if you're watching, you can see Richard's in full daylight and it looks like I'm in darkness. It's because that's like an exterior hall dungeon type thing that leads down.
Oh yeah, that probably would be a confusing perspective for a lot of people. It didn't even click in my head.
Yeah, no, I was on a work call this week, and at the end of the work call, they're like, "All right, so Sam, because it was like the work call was at like 2:00 or 3:00 or something." And at the end of the work call, someone was like, "All right, so Sam, is it midnight? Like where you are? What's going on?" And then I was like, "Oh no, that's like an exterior like hallway that leads down to the basement. Like maybe like early in the
Oh,
morning you can see some light, but if not, it's completely dark pretty much. But there is a window right there, like right in front of me that has light, so I'm not in like a dungeon or anything.
have you ever seen anything in that little dungeon area?
You know what kind of creeped me out is that like when my parents redid their house and I went off to grad school like right when it finished basically. So I used to come back every once, for like holidays and stuff from grad school. I was up in Boston and stay down here in my parents' basement. And I didn't really notice anything on maybe like the third or fourth time I was back down visiting. I noticed that there was like a drawing on the window of that thing, like a drawing like made of like dust on the window of the thing, and it was like a figure with like a crown on it. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was so confused, and I was kind of freaked out, and I was like, "Who the hell is coming down here and like drawing things on this window?" And then I saw there was a name under it. I won't say the name, but it was the name of one of the guys who built the house. So he must have done that like right when they put that door in or something. But at first it did kind of freak me out. I was like, because like I was like nobody lives down here. No, like again, it was like my third or fourth time coming home, so I've been gone for like maybe over a year. And I was like, who the hell is writing on this window? And then I saw the name under it. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But other than that, no, nothing scary.
So if it was any other name, you'd be way more freaked out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, who would be coming down here and like drawing things on that window? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also think it was on the outside. I think it's still there, honestly.
So quick question: have you seen the finale of the show, Dave?
Not yet, but I should. I will probably finish it tonight.
Are you like up to date, up to from that point, or up to that point?
I think I stopped in the episode. I think episode 8. I don't know which one's the finale. Episode 8, where it's like,
And I'm pretty sure they do 10 shows, right?
yeah, that sounds right. I think I stopped in the one last night, which was like the one where he goes on to his girlfriend's sister's wedding.
Okay, so that's the last one. That's the one right before the finale.
All right, then I'm on 9. I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say this after the finale. I can say season 1 of Dave is better than season 1 of Atlanta.
I don't believe that. I mean, look, I'm on episode 9, and I don't think it's anywhere near as good.
I can say episode for episode, Dave is better than Atlanta. I think Dave should win all the awards.
Dude.
Can you see all the smoke that's coming at me?
Yes.
I'm getting in my everything.
You're being inundated is the word you're probably looking for.
What do you say?
You're being inundated.
I know. I heard what you said. I just didn't want you to say it again.
Anyways, well, I'm 9 episodes in, and I do not think it's as good as Atlanta.
I think it's one of those shows that in probably 10 years, the people that are in the show Dave, I'm saying there's like the surrounding characters that are acting that are not the artists or cameos from other rappers and stuff, are going to be bigger names than Atlanta's
that might be
surrounding
true.
cast, which is pretty insane if you consider who's in it. You got Lakeith Stanfield.
I don't know. Yeah, Lakeith, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you got the big dude that is in almost like all the movies now.
Yeah.
Um.
Well, they're not gonna be bigger. No, they're not gonna be bigger than Donald Glover. I mean.
Oh, Donald Glover came with a lot more. You know, he already came with the respect compared to Dave Bird.
Right.
Little Dinky.
Well, I mean that might be true because Andrew Santino is a pretty damn good actor, and his girlfriend in it. I don't know what her name is, but she's a really good actor, actually.
She is. She is. Don't you know him? Or don't you know her in some way? Like, isn't there like
Oh,
a
I
somewhere?
think she dates a guy who went to Emerson, where I went to grad school at Emerson. But I don't know him at all. But it's also the guy who I think is one of the producers and writers or directors on the show.
Nice.
His name's like Tony Yacenda or something like that. Anyways,
I think about it a lot that like he's dating the actress that's dating Bird in the show, and they
yeah,
like kiss pretty deeply, and they
that
like do like the.
happens.
I
That
always think it's
pretty
weird.
often. That happens pretty often in Hollywood, though. Like
Yeah.
oftentimes the director's girl is like the main actress, and like whoever the leading man is the leading man.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think Little Dicky is a good actor, like at all. And he's playing himself.
Wow. Wow.
So like,
That's a
I think
that's
it's.
a
I think there is a good chance that he becomes a very popular like comedy type actor from this. But I don't think he's good. I don't think he's a good actor.
I disagree.
Okay, you can disagree.
Also because his music videos have always been what he's gotten like the most acclaim for. Like, yeah, his raps are interesting and funny at some point, but it's just like the music videos are like what was the one with the Earth?
Yeah, his music videos are good. I think he's a very creative person. A very like I think like he is a very,
Yeah,
I respect his creative engine, but I think just acting wise and like music videos, there's not really acting.
yeah, but I'm saying he is acting in a music video,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
but he's also did it like a long form way of doing a music video, which is the show, which is acting, and he does it very well. Like, I'm not gonna say he has a lot of variety in his shows or in his acting. I'm not gonna say he's like super dramatic at some points, or he like he makes me want to cry or do all these different things. But what he does well, he does well or better than Donald Glover. I don't think Donald Glover's a good actor.
I don't think Donald Glover's a great actor either. But look, maybe he'll improve. But I feel like just he's pretty raw right now as an actor.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can give that.
And for it to be better than Atlanta, I mean, this like final episode has to be like the best TV I've ever seen for it to be better than Atlanta. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, and I certainly think that if it had come out before Atlanta, I would, and just like generally people would. I mean, I don't know about generally, but at least me, I can only speak personally. I would have a lot. I would be like way more impressed with it because it does feel like it bites a lot of its content from Atlanta. So for me, it's like it just kind of as a knock against it that it kind of um, it's kind of like Atlanta, but it's a white rapper instead of following a black rapper basically. I mean, it's a little bit different, but it's pretty damn similar.
Sure, sure, but it's yeah. You're right. You're right. I mean, it is about it is about two rappers, but I guess Dave is about actually Dave, and Atlanta is about essentially the guy that Andrew Santino is playing, the manager.
Yeah, that is true. It is kind of from a different perspective. Um, but I'm just talking about like the over thematically, like the overall premise of it. Yeah, it does come from a different perspective, but it's so similar. I mean, it's really similar.
Yeah, sure. It's Dave can only write what he knows, you know?
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I mean, I think it's a good show. I say it's good. Yeah, like good. It's a good show.
I
Like, it's not great though.
for me, for me, what they've done in season one, I would say it's the best thing on television right now.
Well, there's not much on television right now. It's like the Jordan doc and Dave. I mean, I'm not even sure what else. I guess Westworld, but I don't really watch that.
Oh yeah, I don't watch Westworld either.
Yeah.
Either. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, but there's just not much to watch on TV generally. That's,
There's
I
not.
mean, and I don't know. It's honestly the current like streaming landscape is so vast and like almost like you don't even know where to start. You know what I mean with a lot of stuff.
That's true. Actually, I got another. After you sent me a recommendation of Fauda, then like an Israeli paramilitary sort of like show. Some old Israeli man at my rehab, he was like, "Oh, you should watch Fauda." I was like, "Is it good?" He was like, he was like, "It's." I can relate to it because he was in that. He was like, "That's what I did." So he was like, "I really enjoy it," but he doesn't think that it translates well.
Yeah, I didn't really recommend it. I haven't. I actually started watching it, didn't like it. I turned it off.
Yeah,
But honestly, the best thing on TV, in my opinion, right now is the Jordan doc.
Jordan Docky is pretty crazy. Quick question: What do you think? What do you think? I know. I guess it's a no. Fuck that question. That's the question's done. Yeah, but the Jordan doc is actually pretty dope though.
I think
Jordan
it's.
doc is fun.
I
It's
think
fun to
what
watch.
I think the craziest thing about it is like I feel like you'll never see another like dynasty that's built on like players that came from nowhere, basically.
You're gonna have to elaborate on that.
Well, like in this day and age with kids getting recruited at like 12 and AAU and just like the college basketball market, like you can't like Scottie Pippen went to Central Arkansas University and
Okay.
and um, Dennis Rodman went to some like southeastern like some tiny school in Florida and
Hmm.
they made up like 2/3 of the great, maybe one of the greatest dynasties ever. You know what I mean? I feel like in this day and age, like you can't have phenoms like that come out of nowhere anymore. It just doesn't
That's
exist,
not true. That's not true at all. I
dude.
would I would I would say for most sports, other of most sports that I know, which is just basketball and football, I would say most of the big time pro sport players coming out of high school, they were not known. I would say most. I can say right now for sure. I read something that said there are more Hall of Famers that were undrafted than that went in the first round in the NFL.
I'm just all right. Well,
For basketball, if you're gonna go from that, we can go. We can say
all right. Let's just think about the best.
Golden State is our dynasty of this generation, right?
Right, they have a
So
Michigan State
so
player.
they have a Michigan State player, which was their third to fourth best player on some uh on some on whichever year that you decide, whichever if
All right,
KD is on
whatever.
or if he's
All
not.
right,
Then you have a Davidson player.
all right. Well, all right. This
Yeah,
obviously
Davidson. Clay Thompson went to San Diego State, I want to say,
no. He went to
but
Washington State, which is like a big
he
time.
did Washington State.
Yeah, that's a big time D1 school.
But you have to understand a lot of the players that are playing now. God damn it, Jesus! Oh, I'm getting attacked.
I see, I see that.
Ugh. All right, I beat it up. Um, but you like look. Del Curry and what's Clay Thompson that Michael Thompson were essentially kind of like Hall of Fame what is all-star players when they were playing.
So their kids didn't come out of nowhere because both of their dads played in the NBA. Bro, I'm telling you,
So
there's no.
what is this out of nowhere stuff? Because Michael Jordan when he came out of high school was the biggest name.
I know, but I'm saying 2 out of 3 of them came from nowhere, bro. Like University of Central Arkansas is like a tiny school. And let me see. I'm gonna look up where Dennis Rodman went. Again, he went to like a. I mean, I hear what you're saying in terms of certainly with Steph Curry in terms of Davidson, but
Yeah,
but
but then
even
there's
Davidson is a way bigger basketball
bro
school than. All right,
because he's made it that
all right. So
Davidson was not good
Dennis
before that.
Rodman went to Southeastern Oklahoma State University. That's what I'm saying, bro. The extent of where those two guys came from
All right,
is
but you can't say all of them. Like
well, I'm saying of the basketball dynasties, their dynasty had 2 out of 3 of their best players come from like. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Southeastern Oklahoma State is not even a D1 school; it's a D2 school. Let me see about Central Arkansas. Central
pretty
Arkansas.
sure that's a D. I think it's a 1 AA.
Um, yeah, it is. It is D1, but it's
One
not
double
in
A.
like whatever the double A or whatever. But that's what I'm saying, bro. Is like no
No,
other.
keep going, keep going, keep going. I'll let you finish with this point.
That's what I'm saying. Like no other great basketball dynasty. I'll even say I don't know. I haven't thought about it for other sports, but other great sports dynasties. None of them have had like 2/3 of their best players come from that like humble of a beginning. That's what I kind of like about that team is because like Scotty and
But you like the humble beginning?
yeah, I think that's interesting.
Yeah,
Like
it
I
can
said,
be interesting, but I mean, you can't down. It seems like you're downplaying the others because they didn't come from there. You can like it, but you can't downgrade the other ones just because they happen to go to a better school.
I'm not down.
But also at the same time, coming out as a freshman back when did Michael come out?
You couldn't even come out as a freshman back
then. Yeah. I'm saying coming out as a freshman was not a thing. So coming out as a freshman, not like Draymond Green did what? I think he's the only one that did 4 years in college.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
You know, everyone else they left pretty early. You know.
Yeah, but that doesn't disprove my point.
I'm saying at that point when you have people that are doing 4 years or 3-4 years at a certain school at a higher pace, you can see what they've done there and then get a better evaluation than a 19-year-old kid that kind of played or didn't really or played half of the season and then got hurt and then kind of came into the league.
Yeah, but most of those guys that they draft early that are really young are from schools like Kentucky and UNC and Duke.
Yeah,
like,
but back
then
then,
phenoms. That's what I'm saying. They're already considered phenoms because they're like, they played on the best AAU teams, the best high school teams, the best college.
Oh yeah, AAU is
the doc said that now. The documentary said that that Scottie Pippen started as the equipment manager or something for such.
Yeah, I saw that. No, he started as a walk-on, but then he was the equipment manager.
Right, he was like it was such a small school you could like be a walk-on, you could play and be the equipment manager at the same time. like high
Bobby
school,
Boucher
like
sort of like,
bro. It's like middle school. Seriously, like even our high school team had a separate equipment.
That's manager. So true.
Like it was only I remember in middle school, like they just picked some guy on the team who didn't play much as the equipment manager. But like that's what I'm saying.
Did you play on the middle school team?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Did you try out?
Yeah, I don't think I made it.
What do you mean you don't think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I tried out, and I'm pretty sure I didn't make it. I mean,
you would be more sure if you didn't make it.
Well, like I think I only tried out once.
Oh, like our 8th grade or 7th grade year?
I think 7th. I don't even remember, bro. I didn't make it, and I was just like, screw it. Did you? Were you on the team?
No. Did
you try out?
I remember that was the first and only thing I tried really hard at, and I didn't get, and I couldn't understand why. That was one of the first things that I remember I didn't get, and I couldn't understand why I couldn't get something that I wanted.
Oh.
And I remember crying in like a hallway.
Oh shit.
And then I saw Tristan or something, and he's like, yeah, man, I made it to the next level. and he was like, Richard, did you? And I was like, nah, man, nah. He was like, shit happens. And I was like, that's true. He was like, you're good at basketball. It's just shit happens. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I guess I am good at basketball, but I'm just not that good at basketball. I remember being like, okay, that's fine. I remember going home. My mom was like, did you make the team? I was like, no.
I kind of remember just going up to a list and not seeing my name and just being like, oh, okay, and just never
Yeah.
thinking about it again. I guess it was back to the Pippen Rodman thing. I guess I'm just saying I respect their rise because like if you think about it, like here's the pinnacle,
So do
right?
I.
Here's the
Yeah.
pinnacle. It's like here's Washington State, right? Here's Clay Thompson. He went from here, right? Here's Davidson, maybe from here. Like these guys are like Rodman and like they started here, bro, and they got to the pinnacle. You know what I mean?
True.
And you just gotta respect that.
I absolutely do.
Yeah, even though I personally am not a fan of Michael Jordan, so I actually don't like the Bulls, but I like Pippen and Rodman.
You know, I don't dislike Michael Jordan. I just dislike the narrative of him.
That he's just like so great.
Yeah, I've never really liked the narrative of like someone was so good and you just won't know.
Yeah, you just
I
don't
like
understand.
like you just don't know. And I was like, dude, that's like you can't put every other person down just because you put this person up to
I
such a
think basketball and players is like songs for people. It's like, if it hits at the right
it,
moment or like the right point in your life, it has so like you have such a higher esteem for it. So it's like
yeah
if you were in your 20s or 30s when Jordan was dominating, like he'll always be in your mind like the best player ever. You know what I mean?
yeah
I mean,
Eh,
I think strictly from an all-around basketball player standpoint, LeBron is way better than Michael Jordan is. Like from an all-around, and I'm not talking about like, I think like in terms of like, I think like in terms of, I'm not sure how to phrase this. Like, I think Michael Jordan is better than LeBron, but I think LeBron is a better all-around basketball player. You know what I mean?
yeah
Because like Jordan just had that like
yeah
he was clutch. He had that focus, that mental toughness. He like he won he won 6 championships. LeBron hasn't won as many.
yeah
But I mean, you would look at those Jordan stat lines, especially from this documentary.
Woof.
It'd be like
Wow, right?
right. It would be like wow. It's like wow. He had like 59 points, but then you would look at the rest of his stat line. It would be like 2 assists, 1 rebound, and a steal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like LeBron. If you look at LeBron's stat lines, it's way more well-rounded than
Yeah.
Jordan's is. And I also will say that Jordan could never bring a shitty team to the finals, and LeBron brought a shitty Cavs team to the finals.
That's a really good point.
And I'm not talking about
Really good point.
I'm not even talking about the team with Kyrie. I'm talking about
Yeah, you're talking about the one with
like
Larry Hughes.
and like Mo Williams and like
Yeah, or was it Zadrunas Ilgauskas?
now granted the East for LeBron was way easier than the East when Michael was playing. I mean, when Michael was playing, the East was pretty fucking great. Like he had to play the Pistons.
Bro, sure, you could say that at the same time, but then he still got like no. I don't believe in something was greater than them because then I could compare if you were to put the bad boy Pistons or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
Was the one with Isaiah Thomas. You had Rodman. Now earlier
Yeah.
from that, you have all those guys, and let's say you had the Boston Celtics with the original big three.
Yeah.
Like if you put those two together, I think that'd be a good
Yeah.
comparison. If you're gonna go with we've had some good teams.
Let me see.
I just think they've already been crowned Hall of Famers already. Like we've already known what their finished product is.
Who?
That we can like the competition that Jordan has faced. Like we can look back and go, that team had 5 Hall of Famers. This team had 7 All-Stars. This guy became this, and this one was over here, and this became that situation.
Right.
But here, like, I mean, I think we could do that now with LeBron, like 5 years. What was that? 5, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
10? Maybe I don't know.
All right. So LeBron brought his 2007 Cavaliers team to the NBA Finals.
All right. Who do they play in the Eastern Conference Finals? Hey, while you look this up, I want to give out a shout out to Johnny Gomez. I want to give a shout out to
shout out
Chris Park.
Chris Park.
Shout out to my future baby mama. I love you. I'm keeping it tight for you right now.
Keeping what? Keeping what tight for her?
My butthole.
Okay. Wait, who's your future
Hey,
baby mama?
hey. If I knew her, I would
Oh,
say
you're
her
just
by her
saying like
name.
you're out there somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
my future baby mama. Make sure whoever you're with right now, use them and lose them. Get as much fun out of them. But
All right. So this 2017 was the year before the big three came to Boston, so they never played them. So in the first round they played. In the first round they played the Wizards, who had like Arenas,
Karan Butler.
Caron Butler,
We
Brendan
had
Hayward,
Jameson.
Antoine Jameson, yeah,
We
uh,
had the big center.
Baton Thomas.
No, yeah, but we had another like actual center.
No, that was him. The centers were Calvin Booth, Brendan Haywood,
Brendan Hayward. That's what I wanted to say.
Haywood.
Haywood.
Yeah.
Brendan Haywood. Yeah.
So that's the
Hayward.
first. That's the first team they swept them. I mean, that's a pretty.
Easy. That's a pretty. That's a pretty
bad
badass
team.
team back then. Yeah.
No, that's a pretty. I mean, I'm saying that's a pretty bad, like not good team.
Oh.
You think it's a good team?
No, not in like history sakes, no, but like for Wizards perspective,
Right, we're both Wizards fans, so we like back fondly. But
like that was a fun team for us.
all right, then they played the Nets, who had Vince Carter, had Richard Jefferson, had Jason Kidd, but I'm pretty sure this was like an older Nets team. Like they had already won all their championships and stuff before this.
Oh,
You know what I mean? They had
wow.
yeah, it's the only ones I know. Jason Kidd, Richard Jefferson, Vince Carter. I guess they didn't.
No, they had someone else. Kittle?
No, he had left by then. What was his name?
Okay.
Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon Martin. Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, this is like.
All right. Okay.
They finished 6th in the East that year, so they weren't.
Okay.
And they beat them 4-2, and then they played Detroit, who had like Chauncey Billups, Richard.
That team was ridiculous.
It was, but again, I think this is. Oh no,
no. That was. They were very good back then.
Yeah, they were. They actually finished first.
Supposedly, I saw a stat that they were better than the bad boy Pistons. They might not have won as many championships. I think they only won like 2. Yeah. I think Isaiah's Pistons won like 3.
Yeah.
But
they
had Ben Wallace. They had Rasheed Wallace. They had Chauncey Billups.
No, they didn't have Ben Wallace anymore at this time. He had left. That's what I'm saying. This team.
Oh, Ben Wallace was on the Cavs then.
Oh, was he? They had Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Amir Johnson, John Prince, Rasheed Wallace, and Chris Webber. I mean, it wasn't a bad team for sure, but again, this was like
there were a few Hall of Famers in there.
Yeah, and they did finish first in the East that year, so they were still pretty good.
I'm pretty sure all of them were All-Stars.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is I don't know. I'm just saying that this was the last
pretty good East. It's a really good East.
They were really good in like 04, 05. That was like their main. That was like when the Pistons, that team was the best. So this is
who was second, or who was
what?
The Eastern Conference Finals?
That was
the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah, that was the Eastern Conference.
And who did they lose to?
And they lost to the Spurs in the finals.
Lost to Spurs.
They got swept.
Yeah, and then you gotta look at the whole,
But that's what I'm saying. That East is pretty dookie. Like that.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty dookie. I mean, like I said, the Nets that team used to be good in that era, but like again, it was like earlier than that.
I wouldn't say that they're dookie. I don't mean to interrupt you again, but I don't think they're that dookie. I just think just the top teams of the West were just like heavenly. Essentially, the Kobe Lakers. You had Tim Duncan Spurs with I don't know how many Hall of Famers they have on that team. Yeah, Mavericks.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, so
Yeah,
the
you got some
Nets,
fucking teams.
that Nets team was in their prime in '02 and '03. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Nets team was in its prime in '02 and '03. So by '07, I mean, that's the old team. Like, that's their peak. Like, '02,
That's not old. Only 2 years out of competition.
4 years. '03 to '07 is 4 years.
You said 04.
No, that was
Uh
the Pistons.
oh yeah,
So
that's okay.
the Nets hit their peak at
Okay.
'02, '03. Then the Pistons '04, '05. And then
Okay.
'07 is when the Cavs got to the finals.
All
Um,
right.
let me see if I can find the path that Jordan had to go
But
on.
also back to the regular point. I think it always gets back to when I bring up the conversation of LeBron versus Jordan. I always have to start off the conversation is what do you consider more essential to a player? Do you consider making the team better? Do you consider accolades? Do you consider what they do against one other person? What they do against the best? What they do against an entire team? Like how do you rank those things for a player? You know? And I
Yeah,
think I think when people are saying Jordan over Michael, their criteria kind of are in sync compared to when people are saying LeBron over Jordan, because I would say those lists are, dude, this lighting is crazy, bro.
wait, finish your thought.
That was essentially it. I was gonna say the listing of how people put it is pretty similar depending on like who you're choosing.
All right, so the last year before Michael made the NBA Finals, he first played. He had to play Milwaukee first round. All right, Milwaukee had in 1991. Let me see if I know any of these guys. I've never heard of a single guy on this Milwaukee team. This 1990 Milwaukee team. Um, yeah. So all right. So he
My
beat.
dad is right over here too. I could ask him, but he's a little soft stuff too. So that's a whole conversation that I don't want to get into.
I will say if we haven't heard of a single player on this team, they're probably not that good. But again, they might be before our time. But anyway, so he had to play Milwaukee. They beat them 3-1. I guess that was before there was a 4-game best of 4.
Okay.
And then they played Philadelphia. No, not. Who had like Charles Barkley. That's all I know.
Hey Sam, thumbnail baby. Thumbnail right
Okay,
here.
do it. Cool. Yeah, it was like the Charles Barkley 76ers team, which was decent. Yeah, I kind of hear what you're saying. Like, I feel like these teams aren't.
I didn't even know Charles Barkley played for that team. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then he lost to Chicago, and then he lost to Detroit in the Eastern Conference. The Bulls lost to Detroit in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then Detroit went on to win it all. But yeah, I guess you're right. Those teams that he was playing, like Milwaukee, Philadelphia, they weren't that much better than whatever LeBron had to play.
No, yeah.
I mean, again, maybe it's just because we know those Nets teams and we know those teams and we know those Wizards teams. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's not that. So all right. So then my point stands is that LeBron brought a shitty team to the finals and Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jordan never brought.
Am I starting to get a little dark, by the way?
Yeah. That's better. Yeah, and Jordan never brought a shitty team to the finals.
All right.
So I don't know. I still think Jordan is is better. Like if I'm making a list, Jordan goes before LeBron just because of the championships. But who knows? Maybe LeBron will catch him. LeBron still has
I
quite a
don't.
bit left
I
in him.
don't. Yeah, that's true. For me, I don't put like accolades. I don't put accolades. Uh, I don't hold them to like to high regards really.
What do you
Accolades are
like?
just kind of things that I like. So like championship. I don't care for championships.
That's the
Like
only thing.
championships are cool and they're nice to look at, but I don't. I'm not putting him.
See, that's the only accolade that I put like highly. Like, dude, winning a professional sports championship, that's about as hard as you can get, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And to win
I
that,
could say that. I could say that, but I'm not gonna say it's the absolute end all be all. Like think about it. If let's say Kevin Durant never went to Golden State, still averages his insane. Let's say James Harden never wins, right? Let's say James Harden never wins. Was James Harden a great player?
well, that's different than saying he's a great player and saying he's like one of the best ever.
No, I'm gonna say so. During this time, if you were to put for the last 10 years, I'm gonna say James Harden is in the top 10 for sure. Top 10 players of our generation, of the that generation of the last 10 years. James Harden is in that no matter what, and he hasn't won anything. I'm not gonna go. Oh, you have to go. You have to go. I'm not gonna put Draymond Green
Well, no,
over James Harden because he
no,
won the championships.
no. But
You know,
Draymond Green's not
I'm
on
not.
that level. It's like there's a bunch of players that are on that level, right? Like there's on that level of like a James Harden, a Durant, a LeBron, and Jordan, right? All these
Okay,
elite players. So then the next criteria you have to rank them by is do they win championships?
and yes, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not. You have to put the championships later on in the criteria. You can't use that as
Yeah.
the first thing.
No, you
Because
can't have Draymond Green in that category with James Harden, even though he's
yeah,
won a
but
championship.
there are a lot of people that'd be like, well, he won a championship and James didn't. Like, come on. But so did was it Walton? Luke Walton won like 4 championships.
I don't hear many people. I don't hear many people argue that like
No, people. Oh man, that's what people do for sure.
really that like Draymond Green's better than James Harden because he's won so many championships.
It's not Draymond Green, but it's like James Harden is. What's his name? Yeah, people are like James Harden isn't a Hall of Famer. Like, absolutely is. Like
I mean,
a lot
again,
of play.
we're also rating these guys like in the mid. Like James Harden's probably in his prime, like right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have to take things into context. Like, all right, um, yeah, Durant won a bunch of championships, but in my mind, they kind of don't even count. Like they're not even in that criteria because he was on such a super team that like it's like okay, it's like yeah, Jordan did win with Pippen and Rodman, who are both great players, but neither Pippen or I mean definitely not Rodman. Rodman was a role player basically. I mean he was like one of the greatest role. He was the greatest role player ever, but like he was the greatest at his role ever. But like,
All right, say it.
huh?
Go on. What you're saying? You're just on the Rodman part.
Oh, sorry.
You have
Um,
to finish your point.
Pippen is is no Steph Curry, is no Klay Thompson. I don't think. I mean maybe Klay Thompson is kind of
So when when Michael retired the first time, Pippen actually brought his team to a 64 win.
yeah he is good. Maybe I'm
He was one game away or one series away from getting to the from getting into the championship. Actually, one game. It was game 7, and they were down by 1 point with like 5 seconds left.
but all right, you're right. I am underselling him probably.
Like Pippen is a great player. Rodman won a championship without Jordan. He beat Jordan to win a championship. You know he was on the Pistons team.
Yeah, but the Pistons also had a lot of great players on that team too. I mean, look,
Not really. They had Isaiah Thomas and him.
and
Essentially.
they had like Lambeer, who was really good. Like that.
Bill
Really,
Laimbeer was good, but he
he was good, dude. He was good. I don't know who else they had, but that team was good. And look, here's the thing about that Warriors team is that all right, so you've got Durant and Steph. That's like two Jordans. And then you've got Clay, which is like adding a Pippen. And then you've got Draymond Green, which is like a Rodman. So it's like you've
Bro,
got
what? No, you can't even say these things. You can't say that because you can't say that.
so you're saying that the Bulls team was just as much as a super team as the Warriors team?
I would say almost every championship winning team for the last 20 odd years of basketball I've been watching has been a super team. The only team that I've seen win a championship and has not been a super team was the Detroit Pistons when they had Chauncey Billups, Rasheed Wallace, and Ben Wallace.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree that there are, but I'm saying that team was like a super team on steroids, that Warriors team.
Like I think it was a great team, and I think it might have been the best assembled team for sure. But I'm not gonna say that it was like cheat like they were so far ahead of something else that I don't
That's,
know what the fuck I'm
and
saying.
also like that team was also, it was like, there was also a whole thing of, Durant jumping on that team. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Which is like, not very respectable. I mean, you know,
That's true.
I don't know. But that's what I'm saying is context is important. And for me, that yeah, I mean he does have chips under his belt now, Durant, but still for me to say he's like a top 5 great player, he's got to win a chip like in Brooklyn where he is now. And then I'll be like, okay.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. See, I agree with that. I agree with you saying because I don't think Durant is a top 5 all time ever. I think he's top. I think he's top 3 of our generation. I think it goes LeBron, Kobe, him.
What about Tim Duncan?
Tim is in the top 5. Tim's in the
I'm
top
saying he
5.
could even be
And actually, I might even put Steph in there around them.
I'm saying top 3 is Kobe, Duncan, LeBron.
Kobe, Duncan, LeBron. So you're saying Duncan is a better all-time player than LeBron?
No, that was not in order. I'm just saying
Okay.
that's like the top 3 of our generation since like the early 2000s. Like for the last
All right,
20 years.
fair enough. If you're putting Tim Duncan in there, I think it's almost impossible to put Tim Duncan somewhere and not put Dirk Nowitzki in there.
He's not top 3, bro.
I think Dirk Nowitzki they're kind of at their peak at the same time.
Yeah, but Duncan won like 5 championships. Nowitzki won 1.
He only won 1. I thought he won 3.
I'm pretty sure he won 1.
Look it up. Look it up. I thought he won 3.
Uh,
Any shout outs that you want to give out, bro?
Hold on, I'm looking it up. I can't shout out while I'm looking it up.
Oh, yeah, you can. You can just say names.
He won in 2011 when they beat that Heat team, which was a fucking.
That's the only championship that he won.
Yeah. Because when he was younger, he had to go through the Lakers and the Spurs. He could never beat them. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. He can't be ahead of either Duncan or Kobe when Duncan and Kobe used to beat him all the time.
That's true.
Granted, they had better teams, but although there were some Dallas teams that were pretty damn good. Like when
they were great, bro.
Yeah, but they could. That's what I'm saying. Top 3 in the last 20 years, 2020 since 2000, are Duncan. In no order: Duncan, Kobe, LeBron. And then after that, I think it's the wild card.
I think Steph goes. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna put Steph before Duncan.
No,
I'm saying Steph Curry and Duncan are pretty close.
Honestly, I would take LeBron off before I would take Kobe or Duncan off at this point.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm saying that's my solid 3 right now.
Yeah, you're pretty confident in saying that, so I'm gonna go with that.
Dude, Duncan. Let's see. I mean, Duncan was the reason why people don't always think about him because he was such a quiet. He was such a quiet player, but bro, he dominated.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, let's see how many. All right, Duncan. So he was 5-time NBA champion, 3 times Finals MVP, 2 times Most Valuable Player of the League, 15 times All Star, 10 times All NBA First Team. Dude, it's hard to argue with that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and again, we're talking about Steph Curry in the middle of his career. You know what I mean? So,
But are we? Because Steph Curry he's played 10+ years.
but he's only 32. He could play till he's like, he could play. I
But he
think,
could also retire.
but he's also a really good type of player because he's small and he doesn't like a lot of the
Dude,
big players
playing
are.
playing 15+ years is a lot. I
But
think I think we're just so I think we're so blessed to have had Kobe for 20 years, Tim Duncan for 20 years, Nowitzki for 20 years, and now LeBron for the last
yeah, but I think if you're a
15
superstar,
years.
but superstars play that long, and I think Steph
I
is.
don't think they do. I don't think all of them
Yeah,
do.
they do. Yeah, they do.
How long did Jordan play for? I think Jordan started in '88.
Yeah, Jordan didn't play that long, but he could have kept playing. He stopped on purpose.
How long did Larry Bird play?
He played forever, bro. Let's see. Larry Bird played for 13 years, bro.
Yeah. that's, that's not that that's long. That's a long time.
Well, I mean,
Like
he played
like
from.
that's not a great like a great amount of time, but that's a long time for a player.
Well, Steph's only been playing for like. Well, he's been playing for 11 years. I would say. I would say.
Yeah, about
I
it.
would say Steph has. Leaving aside if he gets injured or something like that, I would say he's got at least 3 more like great years in him. I would say.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying if he were to not play again.
Right
It's
now,
a
right
possibility.
now, right now, Steph is 3-time champion, never Finals MVP. That's big on him. People knock him off for that. He disappears in the finals. Um, he's won MVP.
Actually, not no. I will. He definitely has not disappeared in the finals. I would say the first two ones should have gone to him, but they went to Andre Iguodala, who averaged like 9 points, and I think he averaged 10 points, and he made like big plays towards the end of the series, so people gave it to him. And the first time, it was Draymond Green, I think. So it was just like they gave it to effort players when I think Steph was still averaging like 30, 32 points. Like he was still being Steph. It's just
All right, so yeah, Andre Iguodala won MVP in their first championship in 2015, and let's see, Iguodala averaged 16 points a game, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Yeah, his stat line wasn't that great. I mean, yeah, Steph was the team leader in points. He had 26. He averaged 26 points a game. Damn, bro, LeBron averaged 35 points a game in that series.
yeah, LeBron was a beast.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. And 8 assists and 13 rebounds. See, that's what I'm saying about LeBron, bro. His stat line
Exactly,
is
bro.
insane, dude.
Exactly.
Like Jordan.
That's where it goes. I'm saying if you put the Jordan Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, that team, Steve Kerr, and whatever, and you have LeBron, Kyrie during Kyrie Kevin Love combo.
Yeah.
I'm saying LeBron's overall team play is better
Then Jordan.
than Jordan. I'm saying LeBron's scoring at least 35, maybe even 40.
Yeah.
I would say yeah, Jordan's scoring 45, maybe even 50.
So
But I'm saying LeBron is averaging 12, 10 like assists and rebounds. Like he's making the team better.
So in 2017, so 2015 Warriors won, 2016 Cavs won, 2017 they added Durant and they won. And Durant just had he went insane. He had 35. He averaged 35 points a game in that finals. And Steph did fine. I mean, Steph averaged 26, which is
insane.
Which is still great. It's the second.
Yeah.
It's the second highest
So
team.
great.
But Durant just went apeshit in that finals. So yeah, Durant won that Finals MVP, and then in 2018, I think Durant won again, right? Yeah, Durant won again. Although Durant only averaged 1 point more than Steph in those finals. Durant averaged
Yeah.
28 points a game, and
Yeah. You,
Steph averaged 27. But
I think
Durant,
I think I'm just a huge fan of Steph's. Like I am a huge. I know for sure that I am a huge fan of Steph's.
it's just so crazy, bro. Like I'm like you scroll through the like this is the 2018 finals averages, and
Yeah.
like that Warriors team is so balanced. It's like Durant 28 points per game, Steph 27, Clay 16, even like you know Draymond averaged 9 points a game, McGee averaged 8. You know what I mean? And then you go over to the Cavs and it's like LeBron 34, and then it like drops dramatically. It's like
Yeah.
Kevin Love 19, and then it's like their third leading scorer was J.R. Smith with 9 points a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just no way. But dude, and LeBron's stat line, bro. LeBron averaged 34, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds a game in that finals.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. Although Durant had a crazy stat line too. He averaged 28, 7 assists, and 10 rebounds a game. I
Shit's
mean,
crazy, B. Shit's
yeah.
crazy, son.
Well, that's a show for us. This is the Sam and Richie show. Richie, show your, there you are, smiling. You're frozen right now on my screen. That smile. Okay,
Yes,
great. We want to thank everybody for listening, for watching, for tuning into the Sam and Richie show. Thank you so much.